Environmental Commission, September 4th, 2025 meeting. Do I start with the statement of compliance or the roll call? Roll call, okay. Member Brannon, Member Colton,
Here.
Member Gaudette,
I'm here.
Member Janetti, Member Lutz,
Here.
Member Mammy, Alternate Faxi, Alternate Defilia.
Here.
Statement of compliance with the Open Public Meetings Law. The notice requirements of the Open Public Meeting Law for this meeting have been satisfied. A copy of the annual notice was sent to the Asbury Park Press and the Coaster, posted in the Town Hall and filed in the office of the Township Clerk on June 23rd, 2025. This meeting will be recorded and available on Ocean Township's YouTube channel. All right, meeting minutes for approval. The August 7th meeting minutes. Did everyone get a chance to review them? I reviewed them earlier. I don't have them in front of me. Can I get a motion? Oh, I reviewed them earlier because I was like, no need to print these.
Mythical trees.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Motion by Ed. Do I have a second? I'll second. All in favor? Aye. We have no presentations this evening.
I abstained.
Okay.
Yeah.
We kind of cleaned out our old business and we're all fresh on new business tonight. So right to pending plans. Norm, is there anything in the docket?
I haven't had anything new since the last time. I attended comments on two houses that, subdivisions. And the firehouse site, been a little lax. I was hoping to see, came here earlier today, for the meeting, but, Paul wasn't here to ask where they stand on that. Someone else told me they thought the whole thing was already approved.
I mean, I remember approving that a few years ago. It came before.
Not the new base on Pepco. Right, that's what these plans are called.
I honestly don't remember. I know that we approved something and that they were doing it, so.
Maybe you mentioned that, so I don't know, so I've got, well, I don't have, I looked at it, it wasn't too bad, they can put in a few trees, there's not much space gonna be left. I think they're putting in the base
Thank you.
on the Wicked Pepper side, and then on the side going north, on the north side, I think they're expanding.
So they're coming back in front of the board. Sounds
Yes.
like it.
I don't know which boards are in front of.
We're in front of planning.
Yeah.
It's not
Okay.
a use change.
While we're on the subject of
I
planning,
don't know if they're coming out on toward the sidewalk with it.
do you want to update us on the applications last week's meeting?
Sure, we
Was that
just,
last week already? Yeah.
2 weeks ago?
I think last Monday. Yeah,
Was
2
it
weeks
really?
ago. 2 weeks from upcoming Monday.
We just had two subdivisions, one of which we'd already subdivided. There was a subdivision down on Wickapico by the church that's just north of the golf course. We had subdivided it, but there was a lot line. The survey was incorrect and needed to be modified, so they came back for a re-subdivision, which was minor. And there was another subdivision, I can't think of the name of the street, but it was totally conforming. They were splitting an oversized lot into two conforming lots, so it was very quick and painless.
What street was that? Was that one of the ones I saw?
I think it was.
I think so,
in-
yes, it was.
There's one in Norwood Avenue.
That was the one on Norwood.
They're building a house already on one of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they were just subdividing it into two conforming lots. And there was also an area in need of redevelopment. We appointed a firm to begin an area in need of redevelopment study for, I don't remember the block and lot off the top of my head.
Where was it located?
Some 35, close to West Park. Trying to remember exactly where now.
35, east or west side of 35?
West, I think. I'm trying to see it in my mind. It was west. Do you remember, Julia?
So what do you mean by redevelopment?
So there's, in New Jersey redevelopment law, there's areas that need rehabilitation, areas that need redevelopment, areas that need redevelopment with condemnation. And they are just essentially designations that tag certain parts of a municipality for redevelopment, which essentially the short version of it is that private capital is not by itself enough to bring the sites into good working order. So the partner with the municipality to come up with redevelopment plans to help make them viable to be rehabilitated or redeveloped, and something else can be done there. And when you enter into, the way the process works is the council says, hey, we think this area might be an area in need of redevelopment. Then it comes to the planning board, we conduct a study, and it has to meet a whole bunch of different criteria, which is too long to go through now. But we review the study once it's completed. We say either yes, it meets the criteria to be an area in need of redevelopment, or no, it doesn't. Assume that it does. We send that recommendation back to the council. The council can accept our findings on the area in need of redevelopment, and then they can create redevelopment plans with the property owner. And those redevelopment plans can include any number of additional tools, which could be tax incentives, they could be pilots, they could be any sort of different mechanism to assist private capital to be able to redevelop.
This was like one lot.
Yeah, it was one lot. And I
Does the property owner have the right to say no?
yes, they
They
do.
can- they come in and
They
appeal.
can come, so they can come and oppose the findings in the report. But once it's tagged an area of need of redevelopment, I mean, it's an area in need of redevelopment. What, in 99% of the time, most people don't care. It's good for them. It's tax incentives or it's help or bonuses. Where people do not like it and they try to oppose it is when condemnation's involved. All areas in need of redevelopment in New Jersey used to have the possibility of condemnation until a few years ago, and then they bifurcated that process. You can do it with or without now. What we did over at Orchard Plaza was an area in need of redevelopment with the option for condemnation, which does not mean it's going to be condemned. It's just an option on the table. Again, because private capital is not capable of doing their redevelopment on its own. But my understanding is that since that was approved, and I could be mistaken, this is just my understanding, so if I misspeak, I apologize, that new ownership has taken control and it is unlikely that they will eminent domain that parcel at this time. But that's just.
That's probably a true statement.
Yeah. Thanks, Jeff.
No problem.
All right. So we hop to the Green Team report and update on Green Fest.
Sure.
Nancy.
So I think it's going well. I reached out to Jen yesterday from Recreation, so we didn't hear back from her, but I had personally got 10 like nonprofit vendors who had
Great
applied.
job.
And, but that's not including ones that are just coming through her.
Yeah.
So there could be a
This
lot
is for
more.
our green space.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
great.
So, she sends out notices to the list that she's had for many years, and a lot of them are duplicated. So she could have a whole bunch more. And so she just said she was doing, 10 other things, and she'll get back to me and she'll send me a list. So yeah, so far so good. And the only thing I wanted to check is Deepika Asnani, her son was going to make a sign for us so we can put something up that just says, this is the green area. And I think we were all under the impression we could spend a little money, right? $100 or something. Didn't we say that last month? That
We allocated our
some money.
$400.
I doubt we'll spend more than 100. So it'll be, a vinyl
That's
banner.
great.
The only thing I want to talk to either maybe Mike in Recreation or somebody is just, how do we put it there? Do we get 2 stakes and put it in the ground, or, I don't know.
Yeah.
Something to make it like designated
What's
as
it
you
gonna
walk
be? It's gonna
over.
be a sign like that?
Yeah, I figured, wider.
Is there an option for you to get like
Is
a
it gonna be,
yard
is it gonna
sign?
be self-supporting?
I don't know.
I
That's
don't
what
mean,
we have to
And then we
look
can
sticks. I don't mean
reuse
the
it.
sticks, but you can have something flimsy. We have to then get another board on anyway.
Yeah.
We get something that's stiffish now,
Right.
okay? And And then you just put a couple of sticks in the ground. And somehow.
Yeah.
Maybe when you're shopping for it, we can see if like putting it on a yard sign is, like, and then we'll reuse it all the time.
Yeah, because this wouldn't have a date or anything. It would just say, whatever we want to say that we can keep reusing. Maybe it should
Yeah.
just say Green Fest. That way, if we do an actual Green Fest, there's another sign.
Maybe
that
it
we
could
can
be
reuse.
like that green,
Maybe
or
something.
like Township logo, like just green, and I don't know,
How
somehow
much more would it be if it
incorporate.
was cloth or something, or plastic, instead of just something that could tear?
Yeah.
Of course, then you could roll it up, and
Mhm.
then you get the two
Yeah.
sticks, and you come up with a way of.
Yeah,
pasting
that's
the
a
two
good
sticks.
idea.
But yeah, I don't think it'll be more than $100. I'm thinking much less than that. So I'll ask Jen too. What does she envision as far as how she puts up signs if she ever needs to, and see what she recommends. And yeah, so but yeah, so
Awesome.
moving along. So hopefully that'll all work out well, and we'll see for next year.
You can get a flag. You could, something like that.
That's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
And cloth, you know what I mean? And reusable.
And reusable.
Yeah.
So I'm just curious for our Green Fest, are most of us going to be there, or what's the thinking?
I'll be there.
Yeah.
At least.
I mean, ideally, like for next year, if this all happens again, we really should have a table for Environmental Commission Green Team. And
Is there a reason why we can't have a table now for that?
well,
We
does
could,
anyone want to man it?
we could and have like
I mean, what are the hours?
some kind of stopping
10
thing,
to
like
2
whether it's
or
a little
11 to
mini
3.
photo booth or
And
something.
I can be there at least for half, for sure.
Yeah, it'd be nice also if we had like a sign up sheet in case somebody wants to volunteer.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be nice if we could have.
Is the garden club coming?
Yeah.
That'll be in the green space.
Yeah.
Okay.
How long is this event going to be?
It's like 10 to 2 or 11 to 3. I forgot. I'll have to look up the flyer.
For you, Norm, it's 7 in the morning to 7 at night. That's for you.
Good. But those are the hours I won't be there.
Donna, can you mail out to everyone on the board and see if people should dedicate an hour here or that day? Sorry.
So if we do a table, we really need an activity. So, and I'm encouraging all the nonprofits, don't just show up with a brochure on your table. You need an activity to draw the family over. The kids do the activity and you talk to the parents about whatever it is that you do. So, we probably would need something that we could entertain the kids.
But Nancy, couldn't we just have a table that kind of talks about what Shade Tree Commission's doing? Most people don't even know what we're focused on, and maybe even about the 5-year plan we're trying to do, and maybe we can do something that's just informational for people.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But I think it would be good to get the parents to stop by. When you just see literature, you might not even stop by.
Mm.
So like a
What if
coloring
you do like a
book
bingo?
on the table.
Like a little bit, like I have like a little bingo
Anything.
game.
Yeah.
You can, like, pick a big, you can.
One time years ago, we took
A roulette
all
board.
these used bottles, soda bottles, and we're showing kids how to make bird feeders.
Mm-hmm.
Because you basically punch a hole through them and stick a rod through it.
I love that.
That's cool.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, I agree. Like something to lure them in, even if it's a crayon, and
we gave out fake tattoos for the Deal Lake Watershed last year. And, so the kids all showed up. They're like, I want a tattoo.
Yeah.
And at least, they came over and then you could talk to the parents about what you're doing and all. And
The key is drawing the kids over,
Yeah.
but then the parents come.
exactly.
October 4th is a Sunday, right?
A Saturday.
Oh, the rain date's the 5th is the next
Yeah.
day. Okay. All right. Maybe we can, and we would just obviously go through that nonprofit voucher that you sent out.
I don't even know if we need to.
I mean, she'd probably want to have the table accounted for, right? Because they
The
have the
space.
table for us.
Well, I talked to Mike and he said he's like, I'll get you a table.
Okay.
Yeah, they're
For
not
the
doing,
EC
yeah,
specifically.
yeah, they're not doing tables for any nonprofits this year. But
Okay.
I said, I know this is like, a sensitive ask, but could we get one just for the environmental commission? She's like, I'll get you a table. last year they were like, we need 20 tables and we need 40 chairs, and it became a big to-do.
Okay, so
So-
maybe we can send an email, see who would be available to come for a little bit, and then maybe outside of this, those few people can hop on a call and decide kind of what we want to do out of the day. Is that okay?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, even just email it around
So
for
we'll
the next week
plan
or two.
Angela,
yeah, some ideas.
obviously. That's great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna reach out now that school started to Miss Edson. She might have an idea of what we could do with the team.
That would be wonderful. I was thinking after we all spoke, I would email them and like, but wait a minute, because it was just like the first day of school. But yeah, and even if there's students like volunteers that want to sit with us at the environmental table, you know.
I wanted to ask if we were gonna have a table, if we can do a sneaker collection, because that, I feel like it was wildly popular in the town, except for the collection piece, which was, after I left PTA, it was really, I don't think anybody took it, but like, I think people liked to bring their sneakers so they could keep them at the landfill, so like, maybe that's something that we could collect.
I don't think it's that big of a reach to, you know, now that we promoted that we'll be there, we're collecting old sneakers. And we would just need bins and stuff like that, or just
Yeah,
garbage
just garbage
bags.
bags, and then we can bring them to Wayside School, which is where they collect them, and then.
Okay.
and then-
What do they do with these things?
So there's this, the environmental commission may be able to actually, or the town may be able to do something with them too, but basically there's an organization called Got Sneakers, and they will take the old sneakers that come in a pair, and if they're in very good condition, they will give the organization like $7 for them. Or if they're in okay condition, they'll give you $3. If they're not in good condition at all, or maybe they'll give you $1 or something. But if they're not in good condition, they'll just recycle them. And the whole idea is to avoid them going into a landfill. And so we had a program at Wayside School where Susan Cole is one of the teachers there. She spearheaded it. And basically it was a stream of income for the PTA to get like, you know, $40, $50, $60, $100 over the course of the year, because people were bringing tons of sneakers and cleats and things like that to school that their kids outgrew or they outgrew. And so, you know, the organization basically will, like, if you register with them, will send you money based on what you send them. And
What exactly are they doing with these things?
so they're either selling them, probably, if they're in really good condition, like to thrift stores and things like that. But in terms of recycling, I don't exactly know the process that they use to recycle sneakers, but I do know that they're trying to keep them from filling up.
Their initiative is
Yeah.
to keep it out of
I can see the
the.
goal of it, but that's it. But what you do with.
I mean, I think
sneakers,
there are places that scrap like the fabric,
rubber.
and then they'll scrap the eyelets, and they'll scrap the actual pieces of it, because like I do know that there are aftermarkets for even like one shoe. Like we had talked about it with Helpsy, like there's some places, because then they'll try to match shoes together. I mean, it's a little crazy, but people who deal in this stuff deal with it all the time.
Yeah.
So, but I remember going through so many sneakers from the library, and some of them were really nice, like luxury brand sneakers. So I'm sure that, you know, if people bring in something, you know, we might be able to get something for it, or at best just to keep, like, have a green initiative of keeping that going.
I'll tell you, there was a Jeopardy question in the Times. They have these Jeopardy questions. I figured this one out, but it was different. But basically, the question was, what is this? What kind of merchandise is it? Well, I'll give you the answer. The bottom line is, every year there's a Super Bowl winner, there's a Super Bowl loser, okay? But they both have prepared all the clothing that they wear after they've won the game. Hats, shirts, whatever else it is.
Oh,
Yeah.
So the loser stuff,
It goes to
the
third.
loser stuff usually goes to third world.
It does, yes.
But, you know, so a story, you know, so you say you go on safari in Africa, and you might
And you'll see that.
wearing a Super Bowl champion shirt. Who knows whatever it was.
Whoever lost to the Eagles.
I think it's just because you don't think about this, and this. You can imagine how much merch they've put together, because It's maintain, like, they must be selling them in the stands too, right? Who
Yeah.
knows how much of this stuff there is, right?
It's the first thing I think of when I'm watching the game. I'm like, wait, what about the loser stuff?
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right. We shall move on. So we will, we can have a discussion on what we want our tables initiative to be when we spread the word, when we all, should we set a date or we can just jump on an email to discuss further? Once we see if anyone else can.
Let's like email for now.
Okay. I think last meeting we really discussed a lot on the importance of volunteer collaboration. So we'll definitely keep that at the forefront of our mission here. Anyone have anything to add to that other than I know we discussed Girl Scouts and the Boy Scouts and collaborating with them on future projects?
I'm just collecting ideas of like what the other ECs are doing in other areas.
That's
So yeah, just coming up with lists and we can start to look at what others do and get ideas from, so.
great.
Yeah,
You can sometimes see these in the NJEC bulletin
Yeah.
that comes out,
they're great with all that, yeah.
because it shows what different environmental commissions
Yeah.
are doing.
Yeah, they're always reposting what others do and highlighting what they do, and yeah, so I've been keeping a phone copy of each thing. Every time I see a good one, I'm like, snap and save it, so, yeah.
So you get,
That's
you get the NJEC bulletin.
Well, I follow them on like Instagram and Facebook, and that's where I see them
Oh,
doing
okay.
exactly what you're saying. Yeah, they're highlighting all these organizations and what they're doing. So, it's
And when we do something, we should get publicity
Yeah.
too.
We do. Yes,
Yes, I know,
Oh, that's good.
but even getting them posted on social media from my Greenfest.
yeah, and there's a way now that you can ask them to collaborate with you. So when you put up a picture and what we're doing, you can tag them, and then they can be a collaborator, and then it reaches all their people. So, you know, just keeps.
That's a great idea.
And you had an article a few months ago. Yeah.
I do a lot of random things.
All right.
Not so random.
On to
Actually,
Hey, Julia, Julia, is it? Are you there?
go ahead.
Yes,
Jeff?
Jeff?
Oh, yeah, I just want to say, I'm gonna sign off. I'm gonna sit
Bye.
down with my family and have some dinner. Is that okay?
Bye.
Lucky
Enjoy.
you, enjoy.
Okay, thanks. Have a nice night, everybody.
You too, Jeff.
Okay, bye.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Just as a quick aside, while we're on the topic of ANJAC, ANJAC's Congress this year is October 10th. It's coming up. If anyone wants to go,
Where is it?
they moved it. Hang on.
Was this the thing in Bellworks?
Yes, but it is not in Bellworks. No, that was Sustainable Jerseys.
Oh, right.
This one, it's going to be at the New Brunswick Theological Seminary this year. It had been at Mercer County Community College forever, but their prices.
What do they do there? What do they do there?
So the Environmental Congress is, they have keynote speakers like any other conference, but they also have breakout workshops on a number of topics specific to an environmental commission. So some of the ones they've done over the year are how to read site plans, or how to tackle stormwater management, or how to do volunteer work. So it's all topics that are related to ECs.
How do we install the silt fence?
Yeah. Wish.
Oh my gosh, could you imagine if that was one of our demonstrations at Fireman's Fields? Look at
I would do that. I would be out there digging, be like, look, I'm putting dirt over the bucket.
Okay, well, thank you for that. Is there some kind of flyer for it or
You
an
should-
invitation? Because
Receiving-
it's the first I've heard of
so
it.
Donna,
Every
if you
week
get a
I
chance,
know
can you
about
just check and
Oh,
see
you
if who's
do?
on
I
our
didn't
list? Because
even know.
Julie should be
You're not
getting
on the list.
the ANJAC emails.
Yeah, I don't get them.
Yeah.
Okay,
Just make sure that they have her updated info.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I will.
Unless I need to check my spam folder.
Should be everybody.
Does everyone get it?
Yeah.
No? Okay, so maybe we just need to do a quick update.
Okay.
All right, so just two things I want to just mention. Patty Kronheim, as we all know from the Shade Tree Commission, I'm sure she discussed this last meeting regarding the William Transco Northeast Supply Enhancement Pipeline. That's we're obviously trying to oppose that going in. It's detrimental to the Raritan Bay and sea life, etc. I have a proposed resolution here that Patty had given to Jeff, who was going to discuss with the council. Dozens and dozens of towns in New Jersey have signed opposing this pipeline. So Ocean Township was not one of them. So Patty's pushing for us to be on there. Are you familiar with it? Did she mention it? So she was going in front of the, she was going to go in front of the council, but Dave actually took over. He took the resolution and is going to introduce it to the council, and then they'll vote if they would like to proceed with it. But kudos to Patty for bringing it to our attention. It's,
I thought there was some kind of pipeline that everyone was
Am I-
getting, but the finance was getting approved somewhere.
Donna, am I allowed to pass this around? It's the resolution. Yeah. If you want to skim through it, just.
So I just want to say, so this particular pipeline, they tried to do this like 10 years ago, and then it met a lot of opposition, and then it fell off, and now it's back. And for all of the other issues with pipelines, this one in particular, they are trying to build a compressor station next to the Trap Rock Quarry in Franklin, where they have dynamite and explosions and shaking of the earth is where they want to put the compressor station. Like, there are bad ideas, and there are really bad ideas. And this tends to fall in the really bad idea realm.
Where does the pipeline go?
It crosses, I don't remember if they're digging a new crossing of the Delaware, but essentially it's coming from somewhere around southern Mercer County and then up through Franklin and then across the Raritan Bay. I think it's part of I'm trying to remember. They've changed some of the specs. At one point it was going to be LNG export, but I don't remember if that's still it.
What is this, natural gas?
It's a gas pipeline.
For export, like compressed natural gas on ships?
Yeah, I think. I'm not sure. Well, there were a number of pipelines that they were all proposing at the same time. There was the one that wound up getting approved that went through the Pinelands. There was Penn East that got voted down. There was this one. It's mostly moving fracking gas from Pennsylvania east. Yeah.
Yep. So I wanted to share that with you all because I would like to tell her she obviously has the full environmental commission support on this, and so I'd like to see this signed. Norm will pass it along when he's done. The next thing I wanted to update you guys all on is September 16th. We're having a stakeholders, the Ocean Township Shade Tree Commission is holding a stakeholders meeting here in Town Hall downstairs at 7 p.m. This
Relates
is
to the community forestry management plan that has to be updated by the end of this year. And this year's, this is year one of the plan. Of course, we're just writing the plan. And it has 4 additional years for another place. And we've hired someone to work on that plan. It was our last meeting. Things that we didn't know we have this writing.
it's like there's many steps and it's collaborating with stakeholders, a lot of steps we have to take. So this is the first one. We're just chipping away at everything we need to
This one probably has
do.
some additional things that are mandatory. Survey is mandatory. Just to bring people up to date. So we had a survey, we had a grant, we had a survey, and we thought we were gonna get a lot of trees. We got a reasonable amount of trees, but we not gonna close. We do have to do more of that sort of stuff, okay? And, so that's part of,
And Julie, did you say that was back to school
and part of
night?
the plan has what we
the
expect
16th
and hope
now.
to spend on trees and so on and so forth as part of the plan. Maintaining trees, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Trees, planning. And I've been talking about this with other people, but we don't really have in place a real tree maintenance and, work issue. So we've got trees that have grown. We did a very nice planting on Alpine Perrine and some of the surrounding streets over near Monmouth College. And we put them in the space between the That's what it's we were about. And the trees grew pretty good. That's part of the problem, because they're a traffic hazard. Because we didn't limit them up. I saw, you have to get continuing education units as part of the requirements for community forestry certification and so on and so forth, which gives us certain indemnity, being sued for certain things that may or may not happen. And so one of the ones I saw was they were talking about trees, right? So picture a tree. It's a good looking tree, not big, but it's good. You know, it's maybe 12 or 15 feet high, right? And it's got a nice trunk. It's beautifully branched. The guy says that nothing you see on that tree, no leaves or branches you see on that tree, will be on the tree when it's mature. Because the tree will grow and it'll be limbed up. You know, that's why you see these massive trees. But you look up, the nearest leaves are up there somewhere. And so we didn't do that. We're not doing that this time. And so it's not good for the long term health of the tree and the planet, I mean, the people around us. So we do need to work on those kind of things. And if you have a house, in front of your own home, is a tree. That's your responsibility, even though it's in the town's right of way, which I think some towns they do it, some they don't. I think some should take responsibility for that. And we create a budget.
Yeah. So I will be there the 16th if anyone wants to join downstairs. Do we have any attendee remarks from this evening or anything I may have overlooked?
I just wanted to ask about the meadow. What was the latest then with all the little trees that are growing? And
I had sent my concerns to Steve Higgins, the DPW, and he acknowledged them, and I haven't followed up since. Have you heard anything?
I just brought it up. I brought it up in our meeting. It's just what it is. But if you drive, every time you drive past it, it's worse. You know, there are sweet gum trees. There's this other thing. I forget what it's called. I looked it up. It has these white flowers. You see now they're about 3 or 4 feet high, and so on and so forth. And so, because if you go back far enough, that wasn't a meadow. It was just mowed. It was just an open area that was mowed regularly. And looking back, that actually was pretty good because all it was grass, and it was, you know, people would watch fireworks there and so on and so forth when they had it, and so on and so forth. But it wasn't a disaster area, which it is now. Then someone said, well, let's let it just grow through the meadow, and people, the animals there doing their thing and so on and so forth. Then it's sort of, we got to know, when do you mow it, you know, each year or not? What do you do? And what about the animals? There's always some point of the year where the animals are going to be disturbed. I'm not sure who was responsible. I wasn't one of the responsible people. And then suddenly, but now it's just gone. And there's a lot of work required in there. You can't recreate that like it is. You got to get all that stuff out of it. You can't just cut them down. You know, they got to be removed. So there's a lot of work and effort that we're required to make the meadow a meadow.
It really needs to be done.
Well, it doesn't need to be done if you don't care if you have a forest there.
Yeah, right. Unless we're going to
Right,
forest.
so those look like the two alternatives. And then you have to have a plan so that the meadow will be maintained. You know, which means it needs its own little budget in some way.
I think that's basically what Steve had said to me, but I'll follow up with him. We were seeing him like monthly, and then we really all fell off this summer, so I'm sure we'll be seeing him soon. I'm sure he'll be at our stakeholder meeting.
I think he's a good, I like talking to him.
Yeah, he's great. Very helpful.
maybe they have a plan. I mean, it's part of the property. They must have some idea of what they're going to do.
And they're aware of it, so that's.
Probably just knowing sometime in the fall is once a year is just probably good enough.
I mean, if we're back to it.
Yeah, if they can get the trees out, and then, you know, I think I don't know enough, but I think if you get enough native plants really packed in there, kind of like the Asbury Circle, I think it's really hard for a tree to take root and grow there. I don't know for sure, but I think that's the idea of getting a dense meadow of native plants.
Yeah, but it's not, I don't know. It was what it was, right? And, we let it, you know, now it's what it is. It was what it was, and now it is what it is.
That is,
So was it planned? Was it a planned meadow? Just, or became,
I think it accidentally
I think it
became
was
a
planned.
meadow.
I think they threw in, they had
From
the
the,
grass.
from the Turner property, he had it mowed before he sold it to the township.
Yeah, I can't
I
tell
only
you.
know
can't
one
honestly
time
tell
them
you
mowing
when-
it, and it was when the helicopter came down. But maybe I don't notice when they do it.
I just don't. Anyway, it's
Penny,
not a meadow now.
a mini forest.
You know, they talk about the prairies, okay? And the grasses, how they grew, and what the prairie was, you know? I mean, the grasses and everything that made the prairie what it was back then would hide a man on horseback. That's how the thing was just, so that was sort of like a meadow in its own way, right? If you think about it, but it's just what it was. For whatever reason, there weren't trees and all that sort of stuff out there.
Corn is as high as an elephant's eye.
Exactly.
We need our little Ocean Township herd of bison.
Yes.
An antelope?
Yeah,
If they'll keep the deer out, that would be excellent.
you know.
anyone?
I
Yes.
just want to mention something. So, I don't know if you guys have gone, but over the summer, we went to Just Salad in the Wegmans Plaza, and they had reusable bowls. So that was
Yes.
just something I wanted to mention because we are the Environmental Commission. But like and you have your plastics campaign. But I thought it was a really nice thing to see that, you know, it's more than just like having a reusable cup. They actually want their customers to come back with their own.
And do you save? Do you buy the bowl once?
Yeah, I
and then
think
you
so,
get like
yeah.
$1 off or something.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
nice.
I don't know if it's $1 off, but I think like there is some incentive.
What do bowls made of?
They're easy to clean, yeah. They're lightweight. But
I need to try that place.
it's a good thing.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to.
Thank
mention
you.
They're using reusables.
We were speaking earlier, because Norm is wearing Environmental Commission merch,
Yeah, you gonna
and
show
it's
us?
been some time since we've gotten merch.
Show us.
But they
some
had
shirts?
said previously that everyone paid out of pocket for it. Is that correct?
We got these.
So I don't know
We
if-
didn't use public funds for the
If-
parade, okay?
We,
So, I guess we just said environmental commission, okay, but we had, someone designed this logo. You see it up there?
No.
they saw it before. I was pointing it out.
Oh, yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, cool. Okay, so anyway, so they, like, when I had the parade, we would get seeds, you know, flower seeds, and each packet would have that thing on it. And we got to print, we ordered from some place that would print the packet, we wanted, you know, in the back, okay? And we'd give them out, you know, during when they had the Memorial Day parade back then, you know? And it was, that was neat, you know?
We could give them out at the green.
I would love that.
Yes.
We
Yeah,
like got a huge bulk order, and we just always had it to have at our Environmental Commission, like
Yeah.
tables at Green Fest.
Timothy, who did the 5K, he did the milkweed seeds. And then his 5K was early, so he brought over the leftover seeds, which was like, 500 packets. And
Wow.
then he gave them to us to give out.
Yeah, that's always a great thing.
Yeah, so.
I remember getting them
Yeah.
at the.
The later
Great.
Green Fest is, which is becoming, when the seeds are less, we were giving them out.
Yeah.
but it
People
was
who
great.
want them will see.
Yeah, and if we
Yeah.
get the Green Fest back to spring, then. But so, how would we do that? Like looking into merch, is that something we could just do, or we have to go through a town? Yeah. Okay. We don't have to be like Ocean Township, give us your seal to. So on.
Well, we got
No,
these,
you don't,
we
because
just
you're
paid,
not
we
gonna
bought
use
these
their seal,
ourselves.
you're gonna make your own.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, we could look into stuff like that.
There's those companies too where you can just, print as you go.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah,
we
and they're not
say,
that expensive anymore.
No, we want 10, or a month from now, we want 5 more, and they just
Oh.
print them up.
So the Italian American Association has a deal with one where it is literally just, you want a shirt, they will make a shirt.
Yeah.
And it takes a few days to print it, but it is you pick the color, you pick the size, it's their graphic design. So, if you like Norm shirt with the logo, but that color is really not your style, you could get a different color, you could mix and match. And they were no different than if I were to go out and buy a shirt.
Yeah,
at
it's
a
almost
store.
like free printing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. Well, we have some great plans headed into this, fourth quarter, depending on what fiscal year or not you go by. Okay, do I have a motion to close this meeting?
So moved.
A second.
All in favor?
Hi.
Aye.